The memories you make beat the money that you spend. Hope this night it never end. Get it going, no time for waiting. Just ignore it, no time for haters. Pray tomorrow, embrace temptation. Throw your cap like you graduating. Tell the driver you're glad you made it. Camera phones got you feeling famous. So much flash.
Welcome to another episode of Money on the Rocks, man. Today, I have the absolute pleasure to introduce my best friend, Michael Cineas, owner of Two Foreign Rentals. And today, man, we're really going to highlight his story. We're going to go in depth about the stuff that he's faced and how he got to the place that he's actually in right now. So that being said, before I jump into anything, Mike, introduce yourself to the people, man.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Mike, Mr. Two Foreign. This is what we do. We rent cars every day. Took us a while to get to where we was at right now. You know what I mean? Gotta give thanks to God first, you feel me? And then, the rest is the blessings, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I've known you for like 15 years, so I know a lot, about you, a lot of your story. So the show is really to highlight like the work that's done behind the scenes to, be successful. You know what I mean? The stuff that people don't see. But I know for you, you've had like a challenge, a rough challenge, just based on the things that you face. So talk to us about, some of the challenges that you faced along the journey, man. What would you say was the biggest challenge that you faced, and how'd you overcome it?
I would say there was many, different, I'll probably start first. First thing, was me just being immature at the time, being in the streets. I came up from a good family. My family was
That's real.
more than less fortunate than others, but we was able to do a lot. My mom, she was a nurse, RN, and my dad, had his own company. I had two brothers too that lived with us, and every day, it was just living in the Haitian household. Gotta go to church. Remember those days, so it was just a lot of things that me as myself, I was rebellious, and I ain't really want to do a lot of all of that, getting into trouble in school, fights, then turn it over to selling drugs. I didn't really have to do that, choose that path, but it was just the obstacle roller coaster, and just me just being rebellious and immature at the time, not really caring about life. I wouldn't say caring, but I didn't really understand life at the time. I didn't really know what I was put on this earth to do. I didn't know
That's real.
What my life path was. And nowadays is just trying to be a better version of myself. I have a son now and everything. Get into more into detail with the youth ages in life. My mom and my dad, they love me. I love them too. And once I did that and just started selling drugs and stuff, I just wanted to have fast money. I didn't want to be the type of kid to just be on some mommy and daddy, gave it to you. I used to get made fun of in school about it because everybody knew, what my dad did, at the time. So I was just very, annoyed about it sometimes going to school. So I chose, chose to go to the streets, and playing sports and everything, just carried on. I just took that left turn. So it's a little emotional, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Just thinking back, but
this is
you know, like
this is a platform for you to be real, bro. Be real, be authentic. Like I said, I already know your story. You know what I'm saying? So every time you will go away writing, you already know what that was. So, and when we're talking about this, like I want this episode to reach people that might not know what they want to do in life and turning over into the streets and how that could impact them. Because the reality is, I'll let you tell it, but you've gone away multiple times. That took years away from you, took years away from your family, it took years away from the things that you could have built. But then again, like you said, it's going down the wrong path. But those are lessons that we need to learn, and somebody else can learn from you. So if you got to cry on this show, shit, do it. You're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah.
But that's what we talk about when we talk about money on the rocks. So as a black man, young kid, being incarcerated for different things, obviously when we talk about the system, being against us, when you go in, it's hard for when you come out, if you come out, for you to even make something out of yourself. But you've been able to do that successfully, right? So when you came out and you left that behind, what are some challenges that you faced when you started stepping into the business world, whether it was around your finances had, was set back, your mental, credit and stuff like that? What's some things that you faced that was really tough for you to overcome, throughout the process?
Jail's like, you could be a number being a young black male, it could be a revolving door. My biggest problem was trying to change the lifestyle, coming home trying to find something legal to do, something that's gonna bring in that fast money, something that's gonna bring in that lifestyle that I was already into, and it was hard for me because it took me several times to,
Learn it.
keep trying to do it, like being like, it's insanity, like trying to do something and doing the same thing, expecting different outcomes, It was just me like thinking that I could beat the system, going in and coming out thinking I was smarter than them, like thinking that, all right, this time around they ain't gonna catch me, they ain't, what I mean? I switch it up, selling coke and everything, it was a lot of money in that at the time, It wasn't real money, anything that risks your freedom and involves, you being put back in jail. Even jail, you're dealing with a lot of people that don't care, that would risk their lives for anything over $1, So it was just, like trying to leave that, there was, like, I remember when I first came home, they didn't give me back my phone, and I was still getting the same people coming by, or they would I'll pass certain areas, and I would just see certain people that I used to deal with, and it was just hard for me to just get out of that lifestyle and just be like, yo, I'm gonna do this. But I couldn't work a 9 to 5 though, I started going to, the first time around, I started going to auctions. I got my dealer's license through my cousin in Jersey. We started selling cars, I came up from that, made good money with that, sold over 50 cars at the time. And it was good money, it opened up a new space in my mind that I could do better for myself than just selling drugs and, getting involved with the law. And in the midst of that, I was still trying to battle with just family things and me just maturing myself in the world. And before then, I can remember, we started getting cars to rent, and then there was obstacles with that because when I first started renting the cars, I was just too thirsty. I was greedy. I wanted everything. I wanted all the money from anybody. It didn't matter if they had a license or whoever it was, you know what I mean? I was just renting the car. You come and grab the keys, out. And the first 5 cars I had, I lost them all, like one shot. Like, you know, it was a bad week. You know, at four, it was foreign. Before it was 2 foreign rentals, it was foreign rentals. You know what I mean? Foreign rentals, that was the original. You know, that was if you was there for that, you was there for. You know what I mean? But that first LLC that I created really started the foundation, because, like, I've been through it all. Like, I would say I could say I've been through it all with that company, dealing with the rentals aspect, you know, dealing with people involvement, you know, people doing crimes in cars, you know, doing a whole lot of everything, you know. So it's just like that was like, you know, a big eye opener. You know, I didn't know that I would make it that far. I remember one experience that I had. Somebody had stole my car, and at the time I didn't have trackers or none of the technology that we have now that are put into play. And I took it in my matters, you know, being the kid that I am, you know, at the time. Like, I didn't want to call police. I didn't want to, you know, dial that 911 number, or I wanted to take matters in my hand, because I was just so upset. I was like, yo, who could do this to me? You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, you remember at the time I called you and everything? I'm like, yo, like, they stole my car. Yeah. First vacation to Haiti, I went with my family, you know, like, it's a crazy story. Like, first time I went to Haiti, and then get that phone call like, yeah, the car is not back yet. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I'm like, yo, I gotta go home. We went there for 3 weeks with my mom and dad. I went there with 3 weeks with my mom and my dad, and I had to leave them early and get back on the flight earlier so I can handle the situation before we got home. And then, like, I remember like it was yesterday, you know, with the whole, like, get into detail with the whole So basically, I come home, I figure out, like, you know, I try to slim it down to the person that I gave the car to, you know, and then we ended up finding out who it was. Ended up getting into a big fight over it, didn't get the car back. They ended up coming back, they ended up coming back to my house, my family's house, and shooting up the house 32 times. My whole family was home. Like, I remember the night that it happened, like, cause after the fight that went down, I would say a good 2 weeks after that, August 16th it was, they came, you know, like, I got dropped off at my house. I was walking down my driveway, like, my house, like, I like, you know, like, we'll put it, you know, it's a long driveway. And I walked down, you know, and then I'm going in the sunroom. All I remember was my little brother opens the door for me, and it sounded like fireworks. I go inside, we walking through, and my mom is yelling because she thought that she seen me, like, walk from the driveway, like, out the car to the driveway, you know. So, like, once I get outside, there was smoke everywhere. I'm like, wait, this is not happening. I'm like, what the hell? My mom come rushing down the stairs. She's like, what's going on? What happened? I'm like, wow, like, off rip, I put 2 and 2 together. Now, at the time, I was on felony probation, and everything was on the news. You know, they knew my house, they knew the address and everything. I had got remanded for that situation, and, like, it was just like me sitting in jail that time. I was just thinking about life, like, yo, like, me going, your choices, it really makes a big, like, you could impact in your life in a matter of seconds, no matter what you're doing, you know, whatever you want to make a decision on, it could impact your life negatively or positively, you know, depending on how you go about your situation. And ever since that day, you know, I just changed it around, you know, try to do everything, you know, the right way with licenses, everything, the whole 9, you know what I mean? Like, you know, having business and separate from family, you know, like, with car registrations and everything with the business. You know, I like keeping stuff separate. You know, and it was just like it was a big challenge. You
And
know?
you've seen both sides, right? Because you said, you know, the choices that you did back then led you down the path that you are going down, and then the choices that you made now, obviously has done something totally different. So, with that being said, when you're looking at it, um, you've been on both sides of the spectrum. So, what did you do differently from when you were going in and out of jail to now that led you to take two foreign rentals to the place that it's at now? What did you do emotionally, physically, you know, mentally? Like, what are the changes that you made? Whether it was a change in your circle, how you started thinking about everything, like what was it?
Yeah, definitely changing the circle. You know, changing the group of friends, changing that whole like environment, coming that you know like from that situation, you know, because it's people, place, and things, you know, and it's just like when you have to be like I had to really prepare myself mentally too, because it was only like my willpower to really push me to like move forward from that, you know, like when I do come around nowadays and I see you, you know, I mean, you can't phase me to switch up to go cop, you know what I mean, do certain things, you know, so it's just like mentally strong now to move forward.
Got you, got you. So with two foreign rentals, man, you started that how long ago?
2015.
2015, and between that time, you was going back and you know to jail, prison, and stuff like that. How many cars you got now?
28.
28. And now, just on the money perspective of it, when we're talking about money-wise on a monthly basis, don't give me a number. You could tell me if it's five figures, mid five figures, six figures. Why would you say that number is on a monthly basis? Because somebody watching this will have inspiration. Because the goal for this is to reach not just people that are watching this here or behind the camera, but also people that are incarcerated or that were incarcerated to see this and to feel inspired. So what would you say on a monthly basis, income-wise? Don't give me the number. Just tell me, is it mid five figures every month? Like, what's the deal?
Making, you know, we're making good money, you know.
Good money.
Making good money. It's it all depends on, you know, what you do every day to wake up, your hunger, your starvation, like what do you, how you gonna go get it, you know, like how
The
you
right way.
how you wanna go get it, and with your people. Like me, I came home and I put a team together, you know. I put a way for everybody to make money. You know, I wasn't on selfishness, you know, like I believe that for you to become a millionaire and a billionaire, you have like to be getting that tax bracket, or that, you know, you gotta have a good team. You're gonna have a strong team, you know. You gotta have a good individual people behind you to make it where you can be who you gotta be in position, you know. Because I can't do, it's not only me behind, you know, closed doors, you feel me?
Team.
So it's the whole team, and we're all eating good. We all making good money, you know. It's better than that 9 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
You know what I mean?
You know, we don't knock anybody, but when it comes down to it, you know, to each their own. But once again, the goal is to really inspire the people. And once again, there's nothing wrong with, you know, with doing a 9 to 5, because, hey, you know, it's better than having to be in the streets and you know, doing things the wrong way. Even though that might be storing money, but at least you have, you know, life and you don't miss out on certain things. So before we wrap up, man, so we got 5 cards here. This is the empowering segment, man. You just got to pick one card and answer the question that's on there, and leave the people behind with something. So pick whichever card you want, read the question on it, and then let's knock it out.
Is there something in my life that makes me forget time while I'm doing it? What is it?
That's a good one. What in life makes you forget time, bro? Because you're always on the go. I know you're always on the go. Is it spending time with the family, your son? Like,
Yeah, my beautiful twin. He'll be here for one of the episodes. You'll see him. You know, yeah, my son, man. My son. I'm with him. I just think about his future. it pushes me, motivates me to move forward every day. You know, it motivates me to just keep pushing every day. He's just a blessing in my life. You know.
It helps you do the right thing, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, you know, having a kid, you know, in my life, my terms, you know, I love him, you know, and, you know, I like.
Nah, go ahead. Nobody shaming you.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say, yeah.
All right, man, that's it. We're wrapping up another episode of Money on the Rocks with Two Foreign Rentals owner Michael Cineas. And once again, you heard the message. It's never too late to really change the path that you go down. You could always turn things around. So with that being said, we're going to leave it here, and I'll see you guys in another episode. Stay tuned.
Like I know about God and you know about sins. Don't let the dark drive out your light. Don't let the cops ruin your night. The memories you make beat the money that you spend. Hope this night will never end. Get it going, no time for waiting. Just ignore it, no time for haters. Pray tomorrow, embrace temptation. Throw your cap like you're graduating. Tell the driver you're glad you made it. Camera phones got you feeling famous. So much flash, we're illuminating the dark room in our hearts too. Yeah.